Hi, I'm Liba. Welcome to the Sexual Wellness Series. We will be talking about everything wellness and health. Today we're starting about step 1 in terms of weight loss. Basically identifying what is it exactly that you want. Because all of us have different weight loss or body goals basically, or you need to identify what is it that you actually want. When you are selecting what you want, please be very body positive. We all have different bodies, and your weight loss, your weight management as a whole will always be surrounded with your natural physique. So if you're naturally built one way, you will lose weight according to your structure. It won't miraculously turn into something else. There are exercises that can manipulate parts of your body, but in sense you will always lose weight and become your natural body type. It won't switch up and be something else. Let's start. What are your wellness goals? What is your weight loss goal? And also the time frame. I always say to everybody who has ever asked any advice with me when it comes to weight loss, do not be so focused on the time, because even if you lose your weight in 10 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, you will have to keep or maintain whatever routine you've adapted forever. So, time frame is just a thing we do for goals, or a thing we set for goals, but in hindsight it doesn't really matter, because whatever you do in that time frame should be something you're willing to do forever. So does the time frame exist? Not really, because you will need it to maintain your weight loss. Weight loss is simple. It's a calories in, calories out kind of situation. So you can choose whatever exercise you enjoy best. I'm not much of a very athletic person. I only started anything with like sports or like gymming when I was starting my wellness journey. So I choose things more like cardio. I'm not that heavy on lifting, but I do it on some days. But I enjoy mostly cardio, which would entail walking, skipping, not running. I've never been a runner. Okay, so once you've identified your form of physical sport or gymming method, choose that and stick to that. And if you do not have access to the gym, do not get stuck on that. A lot of us get stuck on the how, and it delays a lot of people's wellness journeys. If you do not have access to the gym, you can walk. Walking is as equivalent to you walking on a treadmill. You're just walking in the space that you have. Walk. If you do not want to walk in a very like a non-safe area, you could do suicides. You could like sprint a distance back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The first step of all of this is to remove the idea that it can't happen, or you need to start in a month, or you need a gym membership, or. The first step of weight loss is the deciding. You need to decide, pick structures that are accessible to you and that you'd enjoy, and you can carry on doing over and over and over and over and over, because repetition, or consistency as we call it, is key. Because whatever you do every single day will be the result in your weight loss management routine or regimen. So choose. The easiest form of exercise is walking. You do it regardless, whether you're going to the bus stop, whether you're waking up, going to the toilet. It's the easiest form of exercise. You could just walk. It's free. We're going to move on to food. Again, it's calories in, calories out. So it's not necessarily what you eat sometimes as much as it is about what you eat. If you do not have the leisure to go out and buy a whole like wellness type of groceries, work with what you have and then focus on how much you eat. So if you can't get the whole foods kind of diet, because that's the best way, but I'm also talking to the people that cannot afford the whole foods method, which would be basically the people working with whatever is in the fridge. So then you'd resort to how much of it you eat, because that is what is accessible to you, and not eating is not an option. You will then go on something that is called a calorie deficit, which is basically eating smaller portions of what you usually eat in larger portions. So if you're a person who eats 4 slices of bread, trick is, especially when you do not have a lot of access to something, eat less. Eat, instead of 4 slices in your first month, I would say focus on eating 3 slices. See, when you do not do a huge cut, you're giving your body a time to adjust to the brand new, but then also not making the brand new so low that you have to go even way lower to lose, because one thing the body does is catch up. So instead of eating 4 slices, if you're a person who eats 4 slices, eat 3 slices, and then focus on walking every single day. We're building habit. And when I basically suggest to you to not drastically change what you're used to, I'm giving you and your body and your mental some time to adjust to what you're then trying to achieve, especially for people that are truly struggling, like with overeating or weight loss. It's like basically what we're doing now is training you something brand new. We're training you a new normal, and you're going to gradually do the change. This is not for the people that want to lose 10 kgs fast. It's for the people that want to lose 10 kgs and never gain it back again. It's for the people that want to learn brand new habits, find brand new normals, so that you don't constantly have the same problem over and over and over and over again. Because one thing I can tell you for free, the people that want to do everything drastically just for an occasion usually tend to not be able to keep up with how drastic the change is, because they didn't do the pattern reinforcement, they didn't do the learn a brand new normal. They just wanted a quick fix. And quick fixes, in terms of weight loss, I would say avoid the quick fix. Avoid. Gradual is best. Gradual is best, and understanding that you have to find something called a brand new normal. There is literally no other way around it. You have to find a brand new normal. And as a person who has suffered from obesity themselves and lost it naturally, I have a very good understanding of the fact that it has to be a habits game, and you have to be invested in changing it completely and understanding that you cannot go back to the old patterns, because the old patterns resulted in your old body. So now that you've identified your form of exercise and you've identified how you're going to eat, or the brand new version of eating, now it's a matter of sticking to the plan. This is where the psychological part of things hit. When you do anything in terms of change, or anything brand new, or any pattern that you haven't constantly done in months, weeks, something that is not normal to you, it will be difficult, no matter how simple the task is, because it's not your normal. It will come off as difficult. It would be difficult to do, and that is okay. That is very much okay. This is the part where I say, learn to give yourself grace, because a lot of the weight loss kind of fall-offs come off when we cannot forgive ourselves for like basically eating something bad. So since you're on like a 30-day diet, and one day you eat like one meal that is bad, maybe you eat a chocolate, and then you're gonna be like, oh well, the day is over, it's over. Then you're gonna continue, and then you're gonna have this guilt spiral, shame spiral, and then you give up. But then the moment you give up, you lost the plot. You lost the plot at giving up. So I want you to adapt a thing called grace. If you eat bad in a day, or you eat one thing that is bad, it doesn't mean the whole day is ruined. You ate one thing that is bad. Try to not do it again. just learn to eat less of it. It's not about the thing itself, it's just quantity. Overeating is the problem. Doing it too much is the issue. You could actively learn to not eat these things. Do have like a cheat meal. Give yourself grace. The next day, or even the meal after, should be something that sticks to your plan. Steer clear from things that are very, very calorie dense, because it sticks. It stays really, really hard to come back from that. And maintaining that kind of thing as a daily, like as your daily eating regimen, makes it very difficult to lose the weight, especially if you don't even work out as hard, because it will take a lot of work for you to burn off some things. That's why whole foods are so good, because it doesn't take that much to burn off, and they don't come into your body and stick as some layers of fat. They don't do that. They just there to fuel you instead of just serving self-indulgence. In this first video, what we have identified is you choosing the how, which is very important. The how is very important because whatever you choose, whatever your how is, will be your next permanent forever. Yes, you heard me right. Forever. But then once you start a healthy lifestyle, you can switch. If you could have started with walking and then you fall in love with aerobics, you fall in love with dancing, you fall in love with Zumba, you fall in love with Pilates. Like, the one nice thing about it all is activities are many. And you can switch around as you fall in love with a brand new active lifestyle, and then that's your brand new normal. Thank you so very much for watching this video, and more videos like this will be coming soon. Do comment down below what more you'd like to hear from me, but I have a very interesting weight loss series, and you have any questions, just leave them down below and I'll make sure to answer them. Thank you so very much for giving me the time to help you with your weight loss journey.